Still no sign of Flane. What should we do, Teach? I'll admit, I'm out of schemes here.
Professor! Claude, something's very wrong. Please, hurry to Professor Yuritsa's room.
Yuritsa. Ah, the combat professor with the mask. He has always been rather suspicious. We must hurry.
Knock, knock. Is anybody... Whoa! Professor Manuela!
I heard a scream coming from here just moments ago. It must have been Professor Manuela.
Is she dead? I hope so.
No, I believe she's just unconscious.
Oh.
It looks like she was attacked by someone.
Hey, it kind of looks like Professor Manuela is pointing at something.
So we follow where she's pointing and... Oh, what do we have here? There's a rather suspicious hole behind that shelf.
What is the meaning of... Wait, is that Manuela? What happened here? We must take her to the infirmary immediately. You, don't just stand there. Help me carry her.
Right, right. Hold down the fort for me, Teach. I'll be back once we get Professor Manuela taken care of.
What could have happened here? And where is Professor Yuritsa?
This must be related to that girl's disappearance. What if she's being held captive down there? Well, no, that's crazy, right?
Let's investigate.
Right. It's scary, but... okay.
Don't be a coward, Ignatz. We'll be fine, as long as we stick close to the professor.
You're right. Well, what should we do?
We've got to investigate. Lead the way, Professor.
The culprit could be hiding inside, so let's be extra cautious.
Oh, it's way too creepy down here. And it smells funny. And... Ah! A person! They're unconscious.
Is Flane?
Yes! It's Flane! Oh, but there's someone else too.
Someone is coming. That's Scythe. Could it be the night we fought at the Holy Mausoleum?
Hey, how's it going?
You must be
The way he just...
one of
Shut
us
up,
who
fuck
died.
off. The way he just kind of walks up, it's like, hello, I'm the Death Knight. You wanna hang out? Do you think anyone thought Claude was the Flame Emperor? I don't think so. Maybe, I don't know. Sound up in the comments if you thought that. Maybe you were playing Golden Deer or something. Folks, this is special. This is episode 100 of Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's kind of crazy to say. We have somehow stretched a game over 3 months. Basically been 4 because there's been some breaks and uploads. That's crazy. It takes a long ass game or some, specific situations to bring us to this type of situation where it goes that long. Thank you for your support on that. That being said, as you can see, last episode we burned through a couple of chapters. I'm definitely burning through the final Golden Deer stuff, or at least the beginning, the part 1, as quickly as possible, because good lord, it's the same content, it's the same shit. Supports are the only thing that give me solace, and even those, if it's not comedic, I don't have too much to add to it, unless it's some of the later supports where there's actually something that worth digging deep on. That being said, we do need to establish some sort of plan to tackle this Death Knight mission. So if I remember right, you go through this route, and then you do this route, and then you go in here, and then you go in here, and it brings you to this spot, and then eventually you teleport in here and do that. I don't really see a point. I feel like we could just meathead our way through the left side, so we'll do that. By the way, how about I roll into showing you what we're looking at here? We have multiple people in in better forms, at least most of them. Got a couple people who are in at least I think these are like I'm trying to remember whether or not I did the
Who, me?
whether or not I did the advanced stuff. Yeah, I totally did. So a bunch of people have their advanced classes. It threw me off because I think I did not equip the right one to Byleth. And I think I said no to it by accident. I was like, did I actually do those things, or did it roll back? But a lot of people are in pretty high up their classes, so I'm pretty pleased about that. It means we'll be able to get a decent amount of
You fought well.
damage and utility in. I'm thinking of having a couple of people be like wyvern units.
Magnificent.
So that's going to take a bit of work. Specifically, I think it's going to be Lorenz and Leone that are going to do that.
I got this.
But I'm still working things out in my head of how I want to deal with that. It's going to take a lot of
Leave it to
teaching
me.
though to get that handled.
Ready anytime.
For now, we have these guys to deal with.
Sorry, did I hurt
And
you?
it's not like it's gonna be hard at all. Oh, I thought you were shooting Hilda for some reason. It was just gonna go bonk. Just bounce off her armor. We need to push her forward because she has a door key. Let's have you grab attention.
Whoa! Look at those weird contraptions on the floor.
They are interesting. I'll have you stay here. And actually, him being on that spot's good because it'll give him a better chance of, like, not getting hit at all.
Let the lesson begin.
Lesson learned.
So impressed.
What do I not need? That. We'll mess with that stuff later. That's just like one of the consumable buff things, I believe. Or like consumable stat raising items. Can't say buff, people might think it means I'm saying something temporary. And that's not right. Freeze him to death.
I'm really sorry.
Feels like the only viable thing to go for with spellcasters typically seems to just be toward Gremry. And then that also makes me think that male spellcasters typically can't be pure spellcasters in this game. Seems a little bit too narrow for them. Because they end up not getting a pure spellcasting master class.
I'll celebrate later.
Which is a little strange.
No.
Because females get the Gremry type. And that would be Jesus. That would be the go-to thing there. But for the males, they don't get anything, so their best chance is to go into Dark Knight. Which, Dark Knight is cool. And I would have liked, an on-foot spellcaster type, but I would also say one of my hugest gripes with the game in terms of, like, this type of discussion is I struggle to understand why there aren't more classes for the master rank stuff. Like, I feel like it should be double what it is. Now, some people may say it's a lot, but it feels like it just devolves into horse, 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 horse. I feel like a little bit more range in the characters you ultimately build into would be good, because it all just kind of ends with that one thing you do most of the time, also a horse. And I kind of find that a little bit limiting.
You can't compete with me.
There's at least a perception in my mind of the classes in this game, starting with big wide net, or like it's very wide in the options I perceive there being in terms of what you can do. And then you reach the late game when you're giving characters their ultimate class, and it just feels like it shrinks, and people it kind of gets a little bit too, like, everyone's kind of the same thing. Everyone's kind of on a horse, except for swordsman. But then, you know, I think there's at least one class where it's like, you need some sword skill while riding a thing. But then there's also weird stuff throughout where it's, you can get a Pegasus Knight, or you can get like a, you know, you get your flying class in your intermediate, and then you go to advanced, and there's nothing flying. And then you hit master, and then there's flying again. And I don't... It seems strange. It feels... This might be strange to say. It feels not done, but that's the only way I can describe it. It just feels like there should be more there, but this is my first one of these. So, what I could be saying is probably, and can very easily come off as strange, I just feel like build options, there could be a little bit more here.
This is my favorite part.
And I wish there was. It's not a major problem per se, but I do think everything being all horses is kind of boring. Had a feeling I could do that. Yeah, because you'll teleport into that room that I just opened, and you won't be able to get out unless the enemy comes in here. I remember this spot pretty well. Alright, Lorenz, I'm gonna need you to tank these.
Predictable.
Yeah, it was very predictable. Now then. I don't want 4 people on her. Even though I'm pretty high level, that's a little too dangerous.
I'll celebrate later.
Let's not do that. And if we do get targeted, let's do it on a space that gives us some sort of stat bonus. Hey, do you want to just rack up some kills? You can do that while you're in here. It was totally worth it too.
Nobles. My...
Alright. They'll probably pursue him. Alright, we're going to be moving our way through this choke. Granted, I think that teleporter over there could help us, but can't say I care enough. We've come a long way from the last time we did this mission where it took me like 40 minutes just to clear it out. But thankfully I remember most of the quirks with this, and we're not bringing people into what I would call hell, which is this part. This part that just loops back into this room here, which I don't find particularly important. All we need is a door key, and then we can just straight up end this thing. Take him out. Put him to bed.
That takes care of that. Okay.
Just like that.
I wouldn't even say I'm super knowledgeable about this game at this point, even though I've played it multiple times, because I know there's a lot of specific quirks to the design and how so many things work in this. But I know my way around most of it to have a decent enough understanding. But when it comes to maybe high-end strategies and stats and stuff, there's not much. I'm not super well equipped for any of that. Let's keep on moving. Can I get you to hit this dude? Yeah, Thoron will do it. Would have loved for you to get the kill there, but, you know, we can't have everything. Counter, please, thank you.
You were outmatched.
I mean, she was right. Completely outmatched. You're not gonna do shit. Let's be honest here, guys. I didn't mean to be this over-leveled, if I'm being quite honest. Was not meaning for it to get this bad. But then again, this is the same content that I've done in a Let's Play multiple times, so really... Fuck them kids.
Who knew?
Fuck them kids. Door key? Yeah, we need that. So drop a heal. Honestly, auto battle charge. Let's get you. This is mainly a movement type of turn. Charge. Yeah, charge basically just grabs everyone together. The door is open. And honestly, yeah, charge forward, my friends. Alright, we are now at the part that I care enough about. Everyone's breaking their way through this room. It's time to start clearing them out in short order.
Naturally.
Okay, Killer Lance. They got the soldier.
Magnificent.
You can wait on that spot. Let's get you around. Take out this guy.
Another one down.
And now the main event can start. This would be pretty good. Yeah, let's do this.
I have no need of you.
Ooh. You're just a little bit stronger. You could probably have dealt with it. I guess it's gonna have to be me.
Now you will die together. How joyous.
Another step forward.
Kill them.
Halt! You're having a bit too much fun.
You are getting in the way of my game.
Huh. You'll have more opportunities to play soon. Your work here is done.
Understood. I will go.
We will cross paths again. I am the Flame Emperor. It is I who will reforge the world.
Flame Emperor, eh? Seemed quite frightened of us, if you ask me.
He's gone. We should get these two out of here. Let's get out of this horrible place. Come on, we can carry them up.
That went quickly.
They're both alive. Thank goodness.
You actually found Flame? Nice work.
It is a shame you could not be there, Claude. I would have liked for you to witness our mortal struggle against the Death Knight.
He got away.
Hey, at least we managed to rescue Flame and complete our mission. That's what counts, right? Right. Excellent work, everyone. Now then, let's get these limp ladies to the infirmary, shall we?
No problem. I can carry them both at once.
Be gentle with them, Raphael. Let us carry each one individually. And slowly.
You know, Teach, seeing you smile sure makes me feel better. You look happy for a change. Do you really not know? Well, truth is, I've never seen you smile before now. At times, it made me wonder whether you were even human. But I suppose that was just my imagination running wild. Anyhow, we've probably kept Sedith waiting about as long as he can stand. Let's hurry up and tell him the great news. It's finally time. The Battle of the Eagle and Lion at Gronder Field is this month. Don't tell me you forgot, Teach.
slipped my mind.
You're kidding. Come on, Teach. I need you to keep it together for me. Don't lose focus when it counts.
Ah, come
The
on.
Battle of the Eagle and Lion is one of the Academy's annual traditions. It's a huge mock battle between the 3 rival houses.
But you know all about rivalry battles, Professor. There was one right after you got here, remember? I hear the Battle of the Eagle and Lion will be held in Gronder Field, far away from Garreg Mach.
The house that defeats the most opponents wins. It's a 3-way battle that relies heavily on strategy. Sounds exciting, doesn't it?
Hey, Claude, what about Professor Manuela? Do you think she'll be able to join us despite her injuries?
I'm afraid she's sitting this one out, as is Professor Hanneman.
As my persistent rival will not be present, it only goes to follow that I must also sit out this year's battle. Now leave me be, Claude.
In that case, I must sit out too.
Oh, don't worry about us.
Go away. I know. I've seen this scene multiple times. we just got through the only unique part of that scene. I don't need her to go, hello. It's like, get out of here, you ugly woman. Be gone. Be gone. Hey, everybody. We got paralogues have been unlocked for this playthrough. One is available. Let's just... You hear that growl? It's like... We're in a situation where one chance to teach is going to come up with us eating shit. As you can see here, there are 3 slots, right? So the only way I'd do a paralogue is if I did it at the very end of the week. Because if I do it on any free day for the next 3 free days, I will have not been able to get the motivation of my classmates up in time. Why you gotta make me do this video game? Why you gotta do this? Why you gotta put me through this? Okay. I'll see you in a bit, and then we'll do the paralogue. And we'll do it in this episode to celebrate it being 100. I won't stiff you, because that would be mean.
Ah, perfection. Oh, these tea leaves are just divine. Quite the impressive selection, if I do say so myself.
Lorenz, so this is where you are.
Hello, Cyril. Lured here by the exquisite aroma, were you?
No. I've got a thing for you. It's a letter. Alright, well, don't say I didn't deliver it.
A letter for me, is it? Curious. Let's see what we have here.
Is that a love letter?
Alas, Professor, nothing so whimsical as that. This correspondence comes from my father. Some difficulty with Acheron, apparently. My father wishes me to return home and settle it.
Acheron?
A young lord whose domain borders my father's. Do you know of the Great Bridge of Myrden? It is an old bridge across the Aramid River, a key crossing between Alliance and Empire territory. Acheron controls the land on the north. Controlling such an essential location gives him quite a bit of clout, which he is ever so eager to deploy toward the purpose of stirring up trouble. This time, he is dredging up an old border dispute that was supposed to be settled some time ago. He has even begun to dispatch military force. It is best we rout his troops before they cause any damage to the surrounding villages.
Why does this fall to you?
To my father, Acheron is insignificant in the face of far more pressing political matters. Other houses wield far greater power and influence. Goneril, Ordelia, Edmund, and of course Regan. To make his voice heard at the Round Table conferences, my father must keep up relations with them. That is simply the way the Leicester Alliance works. It was, after all, founded with the goal of freedom from Fargus. We prize that independence highly, even if it occasionally hinders cooperation. There is often talk of mutual aid, but the truth is that each noble acts to maximize personal benefit. At the moment, the Regan dukedom is in no state to keep those conflicting motivations in check. So while the Alliance may appear to be at peace, the reality is that internal conflict is a routine matter. Of course, this leaves me precious little time to sit back and enjoy a cup of tea. Alas, I must be off. Since you're here, perhaps you would care to accompany me on this little errand? I have no fear of Acheron, but it could be valuable for you to experience these political nuances firsthand. The fate of the Alliance will someday rest upon my shoulders, so it is important to me that those I deal with understand its workings. What say you to broadening your horizons?
Sure, why not?
Excellent. Let us be away at once. I shall leave the finer details of preparation in your capable hands.
Doing a hop, doing a jump, doing a hop jump. All those jumps. We're doing it. You know, I didn't think doing all those classes would take so much time in between trying to get to this paralogue day, but they did. Alright. Well, everyone's pretty much ready to go. Get the fuck out of here. Getting you back up to snuff's gonna take too long, so you're gonna be an adjutant.
Far more enemies than I expected. I am glad you decided to come with us, Professor.
Oh, and here I thought Count Gloucester would be too busy to soldiers here. Ah, well, it doesn't matter. I'll just have to deal with you little meddlers swiftly and decisively.
That is Acheron. If we can deal with him, that ought to scare the rest of these rats off. We need not actually kill him. So long as we cut his escape off convincingly enough, that should suffice. Incidentally, take note of those drawbridges. We may be able to use that to our advantage.
Let's see here. Just doing a little bit of thinking here.
Leave it to me.
Let's move you
Stay focused.
here. And then I'm gonna end. I'm just gonna let you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a terrible idea. You see, I got warp at one point. Can I warp him? Can I warp myself over there? I totally can! All according to the plan, you fool! Skip the turn. Who gives a shit? This is going to be perfect! All this work. Messing with the bridges? No, none of that. It just occurred to me, like, I got warp while I was teaching my kids.
We must all do our part.
And then,
How vexing.
and now it's occurred to me that, oh shit, I can just end this right here, right now.
Who are you? I'd appreciate it if you could just not get in my way.
Say goodnight.
I feel my...
Wait! I lose! I give up! I surrender! Please don't kill me!
You have my thanks, Professor. Please go on ahead. I will clean up here and then report to my father. See you back at the monastery.
We beat that in like sub 2 minutes. That was pretty good. Here I thought that this was gonna like extend the video a bunch, and then no. The main challenge is broken by that skill.
Your assistance in this incident with Acheron has proved most essential. Consider me in your debt. Thanks to you, the Alliance was able to nip this internal conflict in the bud.
What will become of Acheron?
He has written a pledge to my father, swearing never to cause trouble about the border again. Of course, he is hardly the type to bind himself in good faith to anything written on paper. But Acheron has many connections, both in the Alliance and in the Empire. To remove him entirely would cause more conflict. We will just have to watch him closely for now.
Sounds like a cautious approach.
Indeed. I do plan to eliminate him eventually, however. He is nothing but trouble. Incidentally, there was one other benefit to embarking upon this errand. Have a look at this. The magic staff Thyrsus, a relic passed down through House Gloucester for generations. It seems my father has finally recognized my ability. Apparently, he had been considering entrusting this relic to me for some time. He has had precious few opportunities to take to the field of battle personally of late. Doubtless, by giving this to me, he intends to send the message that I must work even harder. I will certainly continue to do my utmost, but I am by no means completely subservient to his will.
You disagree with your father's opinions?
I would not go so far as that, but my father seldom thinks beyond the immediate benefit of our house. While that is important, I prefer to consider the greater good when I make decisions. I believe that is a noble's duty. Now, for the time being, may I trust you to decide how we may best make use of Thyrsus? For the moment, I think you are in the best position to apply it to the betterment of all Fodlan. To be quite honest, I am not certain I feel ready to decide the fate of a relic on my own just yet. Do me this favor, Professor, and I will be grateful. Now to celebrate, allow me to treat you to tea.
Now this could be pretty useful. Let's just convoy it. You can never escape. Not now. Not ever. I'm losing my mind. It's been a long day, folks. Oh, shit. Hello. I would love to have a... You gonna give me a sandwich? They're rotisserie chickens.
I like this dish.
I did not expect much from the dining hall, but this does not disappoint.
I know. Marianne was very confused because Lorenz just started eating the ribbon.
Service.
He was like, "What are you doing?
Thank you so much.
Why are you eating that?" So, we are now at the Battle of Eagle and Lion. I had initially planned on the paralogue bumping this episode up a lot. That being said, it didn't. So we're done. You know, stuff must move on. Starting with episode 101, we'll be jumping into the Battle of Eagle and Lion and most likely doing supports after that. So, because pretty sure these are packed up again. Yes, they are. So we'll take care of that after we do the Battle of Eagle and Lion, which will be the focus of the next episode. So yeah, that's what's going on. And we'll jump into that episode now. Now.